What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global here with some breaking news as the New England Patriots got up on this Wednesday morning and decided to choose violence. Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots coaching staff making surprising moves and unfortunately not moves that are going to be benefiting the New England Patriots. Now, as you know, and by the title, you can tell the New England Patriots have released four-time Pro Bowler and former Defensive Player of the Year cornerback Stephon Gilmore at about 8 in the morning. Now, if you want any good news to put on top of that, Jamie Collins is meeting with the Patriots today to make things official. So if you want a little icing on this disappointment news on this Wednesday morning, there you go. But nonetheless, Stephon Gilmore is not a New England Patriot anymore. He's going to be looking for a new team. And again, I am in complete shock. Now, I was telling myself earlier, and I was telling those of you who are Patreon members, those of you who are in the Patreon member-only Discord chat that we talk in, that it would not surprise me if Stephon Gilmore didn't return this season, because we never really saw New England get to a point with Stephon Gilmore where both sides were comfortable with a contract. But I thought he would just spend the rest of the year as a healthy scratch or on IR or on the PUP list. I did not think that New England essentially was going to end up cutting him. Now, why did this move happen? All comes down to money, my friends. That is exactly what this comes down to. Now, unfortunately for Stephon Gilmore, I think he was betting on, hey, you know what? Fine. Let's start the season. Let's see how you do playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Jets, the Dolphins. Let's see how you pan against those teams without one of the best corners, without your number one corner in the NFL. Unfortunately for Stephon Gilmore, through 4 weeks, New England is ranked second in the NFL in defending the pass, and that is without Stephon Gilmore. That is with J.C. Jackson, Jalen Mills, and company within the safety group, Adrian Phillips, Devin McCourty, Jonathan Jones, one of the best slot corners in the NFL. They have gotten by way better than I think many of us expected without Stephon Gilmore. And essentially what that tells the New England Patriots is, hey, we don't need you as much as you think we do. Would we love to have you and your caliber of defensive play? 100%. But at the end of the day, we're again ranked second in the NFL without you. I'm not going to give you, a $17 million contract, a $10 million raise just to come back with the team when we're ranked top 3 in defending the pass without you. That's essentially what that tells me, because let's remember Stephon Gilmore was only going to be making about a base salary of $7 million for this 2021 season. Now, it does go to say he is also in contract year, but Gilmore was not going to play under $7 million. Right now, he's not even being paid as a top 10 cornerback. So I do understand Stephon Gilmore's frustration with the New England Patriots, because at the end of the day, for his caliber, he deserves to be paid easily as a top 5 corner. But I also understand Belichick's side of things where, hey, if we're ranked second in the NFL without you, there is no reason for me to give you the house in your contract year when you're 31 years old and coming off a season-ending injury and haven't played in about a year. There's no reason for me to give you a huge contract. Now, Stephon Gilmore was very, very quick. And when I say very quick, I mean within a half hour, 20 minutes of his release, already posted his goodbye on Instagram to the New England Patriots fan base. And he said, and I quote, "It is with mixed emotions that I announce my goodbye to this great fan base. We enjoyed so much success together, and you have been an incredible inspiration for my individual achievements. Thank you for supporting this Rock Hill kid and allowing him to achieve his NFL dreams. To Mr. Kraft, the coaches, and the organization, thank you for providing me with this platform and allowing me to be a part of greatness. Most of all, I want to thank my teammates who lined up to me every Sunday with one goal in mind. Those moments on and off the field will never be forgotten. Sincerely, Stephon." It definitely sucks to see Stephon Gilmore go. I guess from a football standpoint, statistically, they're fine without him. They could only be better with him. But again, it all comes down to money. With his age being 31, with him coming off a season-ending injury and no one knowing how is he going to return from this. A season-ending injury at 31 years old, how are you going to come back from that? We haven't seen Stephon Gilmore at all this offseason. Because of these contract disputes, he didn't go to mandatory minicamp. He didn't go to training camp. He was in the facility in New England at Gillette Stadium, but he was not practicing. So Stephon Gilmore has not played in about a year since before he came down with that season-ending quad injury. I can understand why Belichick wouldn't necessarily want to give him the house. Now, from what's already being reported, he's going to have a robust market. I mean, several teams are already going after Stephon Gilmore, which does not surprise me one bit. There are a couple of teams that I could definitely see going after Stephon Gilmore here. The Kansas City Chiefs, definitely one, as they are ranked second to last, 31 in the NFL here against the pass. And then obviously the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who weakest spot for them is in that secondary, still dealing with injuries, just signed Richard Sherman, obviously not the caliber of Stephon Gilmore. And with the familiarity there, definitely could pick him up. But I think at the end of the day, the reason Stephon Gilmore is leaving New England is because he wants more money. Now, obviously, because he's released, that contract is just completely negated. Any team that picks him up is going to sign him to a brand new contract, but they're going to have to give him more than $7 million. So it's going to have to be a team that definitely has that cap space to be able to do so. But Stephon Gilmore here, guys, looks like he is not going to be coming back to the New England Patriots. I think a lot of people are going to be wondering, okay, what does this mean for the team heading forward? Are we going to be okay without Stephon? And my genuine question is yeah. I hate to say it because Stephon Gilmore is one of my favorite players, but the New England Patriots are going to be fine. They had to spend half of the season in 2020 without him. They had to spend all off season without Stephon Gilmore, the entire preseason through 4 weeks without Stephon Gilmore. This team had to adapt already without him. They would have had to adapt more to Stephon Gilmore coming back. And I think this puts that Jalen Mills signing much, much more into perspective now that Stephon Gilmore has been released. But nonetheless, I definitely think now that we don't have an insurance policy at cornerback with Stephon Gilmore, New England does need to be a little bit cautious with what they decide to do within that secondary, because if JC Jackson, Jalen Mills goes down, New England is definitely screwed without a top tier cornerback who can take over as number 1 to number 2 corner in Stephon Gilmore. But before we end this video off, I do want to give a quick shout out to the sponsors of this channel, betonline.ag. BetOnline is back and better than ever as all eyes are on the gridiron teams to start another football season. And as always, BetOnline is your number one spot for all pro and college football action this season. With a new updated site and interface and even more props contests, BetOnline continues to be the number one source for everything football. All you guys got to do is head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 100% welcome bonus. That is double, guys, double your initial deposit just for signing up. Do not forget to use that promo code NFL100. From football to basketball to boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Do not wait to take advantage of all of the amazing offers still available for the 2021 season. That is BetOnline, the fastest and easiest ways to bet on all of your sports action, and BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Guys, I want to know your thoughts about Stephon Gilmore. I want to know your thoughts about the situation. Did it shock you as much as it shocked me that he was just straight up released? Doesn't necessarily surprise me that he's not returning this season, but for him to just be straight up released when his return was really just around then, it's definitely very interesting, especially because, at one point we were talking about a trade for Stephon Gilmore, right? You're talking about a late first round pick, second round pick, definitely, because this has been happening for the last about 2 years here is trade possibilities with Stephon Gilmore. And you got to think that they're just straight up releasing him. They couldn't even get anything back for him, not even a 7th round pick, which is essentially pretty hard to believe. And I think, honestly, it might be coming back to a more respect thing for Stephon Gilmore that, you know what, you've done a lot for us. We respect you. We're going to release you. We're going to let you go where you want, reset your contract, and kind of do you, rather than shipping you off and only getting, like a 5th round pick. So nonetheless, Stephon Gilmore, not a New England Patriot anymore, as the New England Patriots have released him he will be an immediate free agent and will be looking to sign with another team. Now, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video. Would really help me out along with commenting all of your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. Go ahead and just flood that, baby. Go ahead and flood that with everything that you're feeling. Let's have a conversation about this. But like always, Pats Nation, I love you. We'll get through it. But like always, go Pats.